Chapter 3: A Caucus Race and a Long Tail. They were a strange group that gathered on the bank, the birds with messy feathers, the animals with wet fur sticking close to them, all unhappy and wet. The first problem was how to dry off. They talked about it, and soon Alice felt like she knew them well, like she had known them her whole life. She argued with a bird named Laurie who said, "I am older than you, so I know better." Alice wanted to know the bird's age, but it wouldn't tell her, so they couldn't talk anymore. The mouse, a leader among them, said, "Everyone sit and listen. I'll make you dry soon." They all sat in a circle with the mouse in the center. Alice watched closely because she was worried she would get sick if she didn't dry off quickly. "Excuse me," said the mouse in a serious voice. "Are you all ready? I have something very dry to say. Please be quiet." William the Conqueror was supported by the Pope and soon accepted by the English, who were looking for leaders and had been used to being taken over recently. Edwin and Morcar were Earls of Mercia and Northumbria. "Ah," said the Laurie, with a shiver. "Excuse me," the mouse said with a frown, but politely. "Did you say something?" "Not I," said the Laurie, hastily. "I thought you did," said the mouse. "I continue. Edwin and Morcar, the Earls of Mercia and Northumbria, said yes to him. Even Stigand, the Bishop of Canterbury who loves his country, thought it was a good idea." "Found what?" said the duck. "I found it," the mouse said in an upset tone. "You know what it means." The duck said, "I know what it means. Usually it's a frog or worm." "But, what did the Archbishop find?" The mouse didn't pay attention to the question, but quickly continued talking. "It said, I decided to go with Edgar Atheling to meet William and give him the crown." At first, William was polite. But the Normans became arrogant. The mouse then asked Alice, "How are you doing now?" "Still wet," Alice said sadly. "It doesn't make me dry." The dodo stood up and said, "So, I suggest we end this meeting and start taking stronger actions." The eaglet said, "Speak simple English." It didn't understand big words and didn't think the speaker did either. The eaglet lowered its head, hiding a smile, as some of the other birds laughed. "What I wanted to say," said the dodo with her upset voice, "was that a caucus race would be the best way to dry us off." "What is the caucus race?" Alice asked. She wasn't very interested, but the dodo stopped talking as if waiting for someone to speak, and no one else seemed like they wanted to say anything. The dodo said the best way to understand is to try it yourself, and added that they will explain how the dodo did it on a winter day. Participants run at their own pace and stop whenever they like. After about 30 minutes, the dodo declares the race to be over. The runners gather around, out of breath and asking who won. The dodo couldn't answer this question easily. It thought for a long time and put one finger on its head like Shakespeare in pictures. The others waited quietly. Finally, the dodo said, "Everyone won and everyone will get a prize." "Who will give out the prizes?" many people asked. The dodo pointed to Alice with one finger and said, "She, of course." The whole group gathered around her and yelled, "Prizes! Prizes!" in a mixed-up voice. Alice was unsure and feeling sad. She reached into her pocket and found a box of candies. They were still good even though they got wet from the salt water. She gave one candy to each person. Everyone got an equal amount. The mouse said, "She needs a prize too, understand?" "Sure thing," the dodo answered seriously. "What else do you have in your pocket?" he asked Alice. "Only a thimble," said Alice sadly. "Hand it over here," said the dodo. Everyone gathered around her again, and the dodo gave her an elegant thimble, saying, "Please accept this thimble." Then they all cheered. Alice thought the situation was very silly, but everyone looked so serious she didn't dare to laugh. Since she couldn't think of anything to say, she just nodded and took the thimble while trying to look serious. Next, they ate the comfits, which caused some trouble. The big birds complained they couldn't taste them, and the small ones got choked and needed help. But after it was done, they sat in a circle and asked the mouse to tell them more. "You said you would tell me your story," said Alice. "And why you don't like C and D," she whispered, scared it might get upset again. The mouse said to Alice, "My story is sad and long," and sighed. Alice said, "The tail is long for sure." She looked down at the mouse's tail with amazement. "Why do you call it sad?" she asked. As the mouse spoke, Alice kept thinking about it. She imagined the tail like this. Fury said to a mouse that he met in the house, "Let us both go to law. I will prosecute you. Come. I'll take no denial. We must have a trial, for really this morning I've nothing to do," said the mouse to the cur. "Such a trial, dear sir, with no jury or judge, would be wasting our breath. I'll be judge, I'll be jury," said cunning old Fury. "I'll try the whole cause and condemn you to death. "You're not coming," said the mouse to Alice, sternly. "What's on your mind?" "Excuse me," Alice said politely. "You were at the fifth turn, right?" "I didn't," the mouse yelled, angry and upset. Alice said, "A knot. Let me help untie it." The mouse said, "I won't do that. You're being rude by saying that." Then it stood up and left. "I didn't mean it," said Alice in a sad voice. "You get upset too easily." The mouse only growled in reply. Alice said, "Please come back and finish your story." The others also said, "Please do." But the mouse just shook its head and walked faster. The lorry sighed, "Too bad it wouldn't stay." Then an old crab told its daughter, "Never lose your temper." The daughter crab snapped back, "Stop talking, Mom. You're annoying. I wish Dinah was here. She would get it back quickly." Alice said to no one in particular. "Who is Dinah, can I ask?" said the lorry. Alice answered excitedly because she loved talking about her pet. "Dinah is our cat. She's really good at catching mice. I wish you could see her catch birds. She'll eat a bird in no time." The speech made a big impact at the party. Some birds quickly left. An old magpie said it needed to go home because the night air was bad for its voice. A canary told its kids it was time for bed, and they all left. Alice was soon by herself. "I regret mentioning Dinah," Alice said to herself sadly. "No one here likes her, but I believe she's the best cat. Oh Dinah, will I ever see you again?" Alice started to cry because she felt lonely and sad. But soon, she heard footsteps and hoped the mouse was coming back to finish his story.